Greetings and welcome back, Dabblings, for another channel and real-life update from me. A lot of people have been very concerned about my health and how I'm doing, so I felt it was important to recap and just to let everyone know what's changed. Not a lot, unfortunately. I went for tests about 2 weeks ago now when I posted the previous channel update, and the unfortunate news is that the tests haven't found anything that could explain what's happening. My doctor was very thorough, tested for a range of various possibilities, and unfortunately nothing really has shown up. In fact, quite perplexingly, I'm actually healthier now than I have been for several years. Not that I was unhealthy before, and that's the odd thing. It doesn't really make sense at the moment, but I guess these sorts of things don't always have to. I'm being sent for more tests though, some more thorough tests, ultrasounds, ECGs, all. Thankfully nothing too invasive at the moment, though my doctor did jokingly say that will be the next step if they can't find out what it is, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed at the moment. The good news though is that the tests have eliminated some of the more obvious scary possibilities of what could be wrong. It does mean that whatever it is probably a little bit more complicated, which might mean that it's going to be harder to fix, but there's not really any point in being negative about it. So in a nutshell, I'm not better, but I'm not worse either, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. I'm just trying not to let things I can't control slow me down, I guess, for the most part. The world doesn't really stop because I'm ill, and I certainly don't have to either unless I choose to, and I don't. But on to happier news. The channel. I've been slowly getting back on track with things, though a series of unfortunate, though comical events have cost me a night of productivity here or there, or just literally me deciding that I would rather just spend the night chilling out with some friends than doing work. As much as, again, the whole quote-unquote work thing, I actually enjoy what I do immensely, but it can be a little bit tiring sometimes, especially the more creative-focused games that I play. They do kind of drain you in an odd way. It might be hard to understand, but there are definitely some games where playing them is more of requires more mental resources than I might have available at any particular time. But on the whole, I am getting back on track with it. I'm not entirely on top of the situation yet, but generally things are tending towards me having at least the next day's worth of uploads partially or sometimes fully covered. So any recording I do is for the day after that, which is a really, really nice place to be. It's not quite where I used to be, which was like 2 or 3 days ahead of myself in most cases, but we'll get there in time. Right now, there's a number of collab projects that I'm working on or getting set up, including Factorio. Quite a few people have been asking about that. There is a collab project in the pipeline, just trying to work through some technical difficulties on that one. And also a Robocraft collab project, just getting the groundwork, contacting people, seeing if they're interested in joining me with that one. And of course, the continuation of my ongoing Terraria collab series with the Metasapia, which I am enjoying enormously. And I hope that a lot of people will enjoy the next couple of episodes that I've got to upload, because I'm actually quite proud of them. First tastes are also back and going strong. I'm really enjoying the chance to look at new games at the moment and just play them for a few episodes. Though some people do get a little bit clingy and upset that they end, but they don't need to. Just be sure to let me know if you're enjoying them, and if enough other people also seem to be enjoying them, then it may well get extended by a few episodes or made into a full series if there's that much interest in seeing a full playthrough from start to finish. And that's really true of all of the games I play, I suppose. I play a lot more than I record. I believe I've mentioned this a few times, and the main thing that dictates whether a game that I play gets turned into a series on my channel is how much I enjoy it, whether I think the fun of the game translates well between being played or being watched, because there certainly are some games which are incredible amounts of fun when you're playing them, but they don't really make for the best viewing material for someone, you know, sitting in the passenger seat, if you like. And also how easy the game is to record. Some are much harder and require a much larger investment of time than others. Typically my more creative games take a lot more time, like hours per episode, whereas a little fast action game might literally take as long as the episode is to record. All other things being equal, then it comes down simply to what series would bring the most enjoyment to my viewers. And that's not always something that I can just work out on my own. In part, that's what the First Taste series are here for, a way for me to gauge interest in a series or a genre of game. And if by the end of the miniseries the views are still high and there's lots of positive feedback, either comments or likes or even both, then that's a good indication that if I have a choice, like I have some time available and there's a choice between one game and the other, then I can choose the one that most people want to see. Again, if all other things are equal, if I enjoy both of them as much, if they're both as easy to record, if I think both are as good watching material as each other, then naturally I'll go for the one that is already proven to be popular with the people who are watching it, because it's no skin off my back whether I record A or B in that situation. It comes down to which I think more people would actually like to watch. So feedback is key. If you're enjoying a series, then let me know. It doesn't need to be a repeated comment. I know it gets old fast trying to think of a new way to say I want to see more. But if you don't have much to say, then a simple like gets the message across. And remember, it's not just the first episode that matters. All of them do. A few people have said, well, this episode got huge amounts of views on the first episode. Well, actually, yes, it did. But then by the 5th or 6th episode, that had dropped right down. There will always be a decline in sort of interest in a series the longer it goes on for, and the engagement will start to drop off, and that's perfectly normal, but some decline faster than others do. So some games might have a really strong beginning and have run their course by the 5th episode, whereas others that had an equally strong or perhaps less strong beginning will still be going strong at their 50th episode. And that's all things that I take into account when I'm trying to decide what is going to be the next series that I start on my channel, or actually properly commit to playing from start to finish. As for single player series though, they're going on as planned. Slowly bringing more back and finishing other series. I know that I've had quite a few on hold while I've been getting my life back in order and unstressing my brain. Some have been quiet for like over a month now, notably the planned The Assembly Tournament, Pillars of Eternity and Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Just to reiterate though, I've no plans to cancel any of them, and in fact I really look forward to returning to them. Well, I don't actually look forward to the admin of running a tournament, because that is a lot more work than I think most people realise, but I really do look forward to getting to the battles and seeing who built the best ships. I'm just trying to remain aware of where my limits are at the moment, because they are much closer than I'm used to them being, and so I'm just trying not to push myself too fast. Trying not to run before I can roll around on my side on the floor, because AVAX don't crawl. Or at least this one doesn't, according to its parents. I never crawled anywhere. I just rolled around on my side until I decided I've had enough of life on the ground, rolling around in fast lane. I want to take things nice and slow and wobble around like you crazy giants on your 2 legs. I'll do that from now on. I just got up and started walking. But amusing anecdotes aside, final point, and kind of related to which games I'm playing and not playing at the moment, I've been thinking of making a weekly video just to kind of recap what's gone on in the past week and maybe hint at what's coming in the next. Sort of a week in review kind of thing, where I summarise what's happened in the games that I'm playing, or for the first taste, which games I covered and which I will probably be covering in the next week, and so on and so forth. Nothing particularly in-depth, just a summary, and probably not any sort of real-life stuff unless possibly ferrets, but just focused primarily on the games, what's gone on, what might be going on in the coming few days. I'd actually be very interested in hearing your thoughts on that, or anything I've covered in this update, and really want to say thank you to everyone for your continued support, especially the well wishes I've received. There's nothing really that anyone can do to help right now. I know that frustrates some people. I certainly feel frustrated when I know my friends aren't well and I'm powerless to help, but it has been really, really heartwarming to read all of the comments and messages that you've sent. But that is going to be it for now, so until next time, and as always, do take care of yourselves.